Work in Australia as an international student in 2023. Tips, jobs and requirements. You have successfully reached Australia, but you want to gain experience and reduce your costs, so naturally you will ask this question. Can I work in Australia as an international student? Of course you can, but not before your course commences. In Part 1, we will look at certain tips for finding jobs in Australia while studying. In the second half of this video we will cover the popular and high-demand casual or part-time jobs for overseas students. And in the third part, we will look at certain requirements to secure a job. Do remember, if you decide to work before the start of your course, you might end up getting in trouble for visa condition violations. Finding a job as an international student in Australia can be challenging. But with a little effort and some helpful tips, you can increase your chances of securing a job and getting the most out of your study abroad experience. Part 1. Here are some tips on how to find a job as an international student in Australia. Start early. It's best to start your job search as soon as you arrive in Australia, as it can take some time to find a job that meets your needs and requirements. Network. Networking is a powerful tool for finding job opportunities. Attend events, join clubs, and talk to your classmates, professors, and alumni. If possible, have a list of friends or friend of friend from back home and get in touch even before you arrive. Utilize online resources including job websites. There are many online resources that can help you find job opportunities in Australia, such as LinkedIn, Indeed, Aduna, Student Job Board, Seek, and Gumtree. Door knocking. Websites of retail businesses. Popular Australian businesses like Coles, Aldi, Myers and Woolworths advertise jobs on their own websites. Similarly for McDonald's. The traditional way of handing over one's resume by hand is still a way of getting things done. Hand over your resume or CV to shopkeepers, retails, hospitality establishments. Recruitment agency. Dedicated agencies like Spotless, Michael Page or Sidekicker can be a big help in finding jobs. Look for part-time jobs on campus. Many universities in Australia have on-campus employment opportunities for international students, such as tutoring or working at the library. Check for government-sponsored programs. The Australian government offers a number of programs for international students looking for work, including the Work and Holiday Visa Program and the Seasonal Worker Program. Consider internships and volunteering. Internships and volunteering can provide valuable work experience and help you build your network in Australia. Tailor your resume and cover letter. Make sure your resume and cover letter are tailored to the job you are applying for and highlight your relevant skills and experience. Practice your interview skills. Prepare for job interviews by researching the company and practicing your responses to common interview questions. Be flexible. Be open to different types of jobs, industries, and working hours, as this will increase your chances of finding a job. Stay positive. Finding a job as an international student in Australia can be challenging, but it is important to stay positive and motivated throughout your job search. Part 2. What jobs can you do? Jobs in Australia are either casual, part-time or full-time permanent. Casual per hour rate is the maximum and is good for students. I will be doing a video later explaining all three. Food delivery drivers, Uber Eats and similar. You can sign on their mobile app or website. You would need a bike or a car depending upon what you sign for. You can earn up to 26 Australian dollars per hour in some places. You must have an ABN card and may work 3 to 4 hour shifts. Hotel, apartment receptionists. Receptionists are required not only in hotels but also in apartments and student accommodations besides other corporate building. The pay is based on experience and age. You can earn between $29 to $35 each hour. University representatives. Uni representatives earn as much as $35 to $42 each hour. They do a 9-to-5 job in the uni itself and look after orientation, international student teams, outreach programs and marketing. Baristas. This is a popular job for students. You need to do a barista course where you learn to make coffee. This course costs about $100 to AU 150 for the beginner's level. The advanced level course can be completed in a week and you can expect to be paid about $30 per hour. Waiters. This is another job that is in great demand. You can expect to earn $30 and more easily. You need to have good communication skills and balance. Bartenders. Bartenders need to complete the RSA Responsible Service of Alcohol course, which cost about $50 at the most. It helps you with the skills and knowledge you require to serve alcohol responsibly. You can expect $30 each hour and much more on Saturdays and Sundays. Security. Security is required everywhere, be it pubs, restaurants, retail shops, housing, hospital or convention centers. You have to complete the Certificate 2 license course and take the test. This costs $1,500 for both. Once qualified, you can expect a pay of $28 to $32 each hour. This is doubled for Sundays. Forklift operators. You have to do a month's training to qualify the forklift license. You would also need an Australian driving license. You can easily expect to be paid $30 to $40 each hour. Construction jobs. You can expect to make $28 to $32 per hour. You need to have a white card which costs about $100 to $150, and this course teaches you skills and knowledge about how to identify hazards at workplace. Truck drivers. Not a preferred option, but if you have an Australian driving licence you can drive any vehicle less than 3 tonnes, and for more heavier vehicle you need to a truck HR licence. You may be paid almost $65 to $70 per hour, but I am not sure how will you sustain your studies side by side, as this is a very demanding job. Kitchen assistants. They are required for assisting in the kitchen and are paid $25 to $28 each hour. Cleaners. Some students also take up cleaning jobs and are paid $22 to $25 each hour. Tour guides is a fun job for those with interest in arts and history and can earn you up to $30 each hour. Shop assistants. Shop assistants is another cool job with earnings of about $22 to $30 with more loading during the weekends. Retail merchandise demonstrators are usually seen in larger retail shops like Woolworths, where I did this for 6 months, demonstrating new products. You can earn up to $25 each hour. Event workers are required in all cultural, academic, musical and sporting events for various kinds of roles and are paid between $22 to $25. Tradesmen need to have a white card and are very well paid and could possibly make up to $40 each hour depending on their skills. Babysitters are also in good demand and can earn $22 to $25 per hour. It helps if you have working with children clearance. Office administrative assistant are a great way to learn about how Australian business works. They give the experience of the work culture, and if you are lucky you may get a job closer to your specialisation. You may expect to earn $22 to $30 per hour. Customer service representative are always in demand and get about $25 each hour. Retail workers is the easiest and most available job for students. They earn from $22 to $25 per hour. Social media managers are now a new breed which earns very well and may possibly earn up to $30 each hour. And finally, what do you need to apply for these jobs? Part 3. Valid visa. You can only work legally in Australia if you have a valid student visa. Also, make sure to abide by the rules and conditions of the visa as set out by the Immigration Department. TFN or ABN. You must get a tax file number (TFN) before you start working. This is a 9-digit number that identifies you as a taxpayer in Australia. Every employee will have a TFN. Some employers may require you to work as a contractor, or you may be a freelancer. Australian Business Number (ABN) for that. You will also need this if you start your own business or even become a delivery agent. Cover letter. Some jobs may require you to apply with a cover letter. A cover letter is a document that is sent to employers along with a resume to provide additional information on your experience and skills. Resume. You will need an Australian-style resume for applying for jobs. A resume is a document that summarizes your work experience, education, skills and achievement for your employer. Bank account. Most employers will usually pay your salary in your bank account. You can open an account even before you reach Australia. That in a nutshell was how to find a job, what jobs to do and how much do you earn, and the essential requirements in Australia. As mentioned earlier, finding a job as an international student in Australia requires patience, persistence, and a proactive approach. By utilizing the tips and resources outlined above, you can increase your chances of finding a job that meets your needs and helps you make the most of your study abroad experience. Let me know in the comments section if you feel I missed out on a common casual job. Also, do like and subscribe and watch my video linked above.